Hey guys, my name is Divya. I'm a doctor and I've held a management role with a healthcare company for a while. I've been doing a series of videos on my channel to help everybody out with the SHRM certification or the exam. Oh well, that's a lie, right? You guys know I haven't been posting videos in a while. So sorry about that, guys. I did have a child recently. The child is growing up. He's moving on from being a neonate to a child, I guess. So you guys have really stuck around, and honestly it feels like my hard work with the previous videos have paid off because you're still watching, you're still subscribing, you have sent me so many inspirational, motivational messages, and I cannot thank you enough for it. So thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for being okay with my sporadic irregular schedule, but seriously I'm going to try my best to be somewhat regular. Can't promise too much regularity with a full-time job and kids floating around, but I will really try my best. So thank you for sticking around with the long introduction because I know those are boring, but today I just wanted to go in with everything that you ever need to know about the SHRM exam. So even though I have been somewhat out, not shooting videos, guys, you have been sending me lots of comments, messages, emails, and I've tried my best to answer those regularly, really regularly. Every couple of weeks I do check my email, my YouTube email, and every week I'm responding to comments. So today's video, guys, is really dedicated to all those questions that I've received which were not part of YouTube comments. And the reason I say that is because, you know, YouTube comments do serve a premise, a platform for everybody to read and gain something out of it. But whenever somebody emails me, if it has lots of personal details, I totally understand. But if it doesn't, guys, come on, put it as a YouTube comment, because then you know that everybody, the entire community will gain from it. And that's what I'm really trying to encourage here. Not giving out any details about who sent what, but overall just a repetitive pattern of certain questions has appeared from all the emails and messages that have come my way. So that's what I'm going to be covering today. So the number one question that I get is, hey, what does the exam look like? So I've done tons and tons of videos, guys, on what does the SHRM exam look like. So it does have 160 questions. It is divided into two sections, 80 questions each. Not really a particular pattern of where those 80 questions each emerge from. Once you finish the first section, you won't be able to go back to that section. So finish that, move on to the next. Tons and tons of information in my videos about all the security checks and everything that SHRM makes you go through on the day of the exam, so you can look those up and I will link those in the description box below. So that was the first question that people have asked me. What does it look like? What does it feel like? 160 questions, 4 hours to go, two sections, 80 questions each. The questions do have knowledge-based and situational judgment questions, so you will need to know both. So question number 2 that I've received many a times is, what does the grading system of SHRM look like? So guys, this is a question for everybody, right? Nobody really knows the answer to this. There are questions, from what I've understood, there are questions that will carry more weight. There will be questions that will not carry as much weight, so we don't really know how this is done or how this is graded, what kind of a weighted average it is, if at all. But you need to hit a score of 200 to pass and get certified. You cannot score more than a 200. You're going to have to answer all your questions, and then your score will tell you whether you scored a 200 or not and whether you passed and got certified or not. So that's really the grading system. It's a bit of a mystery for everybody. Do not get bogged down by that. All of you are better than that. It doesn't matter. There are lots and lots of certification and licensure exams out there that don't reveal their grading system. Don't be bogged down by it. There's so much to do, and this one is definitely doable. The question number 3, which resource do I use to study? So I've covered this in many of my videos, guys, and I did share that I've used the SHRM learning management system through and through for studying. This was almost 2 years ago now. I did find it quite helpful. People have asked me many a times as to why the system is so expensive, and if there's anything else that can be done. So guys, the system is expensive. I am not denying that. Alternatives, if you guys have found any, please place it in the comment section below. I did look at a couple of books while studying, like Mometrics and Tata McGraw-Hill. I did not find those as helpful. That doesn't mean that it wouldn't help others. I think these books have helped others. If it would help you, you can just take a sneak peek, or just if somebody owns it, just sort of look at it before buying or investing in it. So here were my 2 cents on that. Yes, I use the learning management system. If there is anything else that you guys know, please share. I've already talked about 2 other resources, which are Mometrics and Tata McGraw-Hill. Question number 4 that I keep receiving: Divya, do you have study material or notes of your own? So guys, while studying, I don't really make too many notes, but yes, I have come up with study material for the exam, which I've prepared on my own. If you would like to purchase it, you can email me, and my email would be in the description box below. Heads up, this study material does not come with a question bank. So I am one person, I'm still working on a question bank, and if you feel that's a drawback, it's totally fine. Please don't go for my material. If you want to purchase it, want to sneak peek, as I said, just send me an email and I will do the due diligence. I will send it out to you guys. So I hope that was helpful. Question number 5 that I receive all the time: Divya, do you hold instructional classes for the SHRM exam? So guys, I've done it in the past once, and it was a group of people who were studying, and I try to take them more and more through questions and ensure that they have some kind of pre-reading done before they attempt these questions. Because I think the whole point is to sort of study together, but also utilize the time effectively. So the instructional class is broken down into 10 to 15 sessions, depending on how many people and where in the time zone or in the world people are located. I do not conduct them regularly, but if you really want something, you can reach out to me. And if you don't want to, that's totally fine too. This is not a promotional video or a sponsored video. It's just, since you guys have reached out to me about these questions, I just wanted to tell you that I'm open to conducting them. It would have to be worth everybody's time to do something like that, so we can discuss details over email. And if you're good with self-studying, then hey, go all the way. The next question I receive all the time is whether I took an instructional class for the SHRM exam. And guys, the answer to that is no. I did not take an instructional class for the SHRM exam for the simple fact that I was sort of comfortable with the material. I'm not saying that I was not nervous. I totally was, and I had to study, and there were doubts in my mind too, but it is really a personal decision whether you want to take an instructional class for this or not. And of course, it comes at a price when SHRM or any other known body is conducting it. Full disclosure here, for other certification exams that I've taken, I did take an instructional class for some of them because I felt like it would help me out. So that's what I would say about an instructional class. Decide on your own and get the feeler if you really need it. And if you're good with self-studying, just go all the way. You'd be totally fine. Question number 6 that I receive all the time is: how do I study for the SHRM exam? So guys, I've done a series in many videos about the SHRM exam and how to crack the exam. My most popular video is 10 tips on how to crack the SHRM exam. Will be linked in the description box below. You'll have it, guys. But really the advice, the suggestion is all the same. Study in small chunks. There will be days where you'll feel you're not making any progress, because it happens to everybody. Professional and family responsibilities do get in the way, and there'll be these long gaps where you won't be able to study, but those things happen to everybody. So don't let that bog you down. Study in small chunks. Be at it. If you weren't at it, come right back, because those things happen to everybody. Question number 7 that I receive all the time is: Divya, how do I tackle the situational judgment questions? So I've done a 2-part series on this particular question too, and in a gist, really, the crux of it is that you should really read the last 2 lines or the last sentence of the entire situation, or the longish passage that they give you first. Read the last line first, go back to the situation, the paragraph, the essay, and then read through the entire story. So what this does is that it makes you read the story with a purpose, and the purpose is to answer that question, which was the last line of that particular passage. Most of the times you'll be able to eliminate 2 answers right off the bat, for the simple reason that it will be either a too hands-off approach, or it will be something that's legally or ethically wrong, or it will be where HR delegated their work to somebody else. All of these answers are red flags. Eliminate them. You probably will be down to 2 choices. Use your best judgment and go with the answer. You are an HR professional. I'm sure you'll be able to do it. Don't get bogged down by these questions, guys. They look long, but hey, it's totally okay. You just have to study the situation and move on. Question number 8. Sort of related to the last 2 questions. Situational judgment and how do I study? So my sincere suggestion to all of you is that we need to adopt a haphazard approach to studying. And what I mean by that is not that you be chaotic, but what I mean is that you study out of order. Don't go with all the topics and all the competencies in order the way they are in your study material, for the simple fact that you want to shake things around. Whenever you get a question wrong while attempting a quiz or a post-test or a mock test, you want to go back to that particular topic and read up. Many a times questions, especially situational judgment questions, will be based on more than one topic. So ensure you go back to both topics. Those may be in different competencies or in different topics within the same competency. So go back to everything, read up and review. It's going to make you learn, remember and apply things in a beautiful manner, for the simple fact that you're actually now making connections instead of just reading through the entire material. So I hope that made sense and helped you out in terms of studying. Question number 9 that I receive very, very frequently. Divya, I have 10 years of experience or 12 years of experience. Do I really have to study for this exam? And guys, the answer is really very simple. Whether you have 10, 20, 30, 40, I don't know, a century's worth of experience, you will have to study for this exam. It's just an exam where you bring both theoretical and practical knowledge together, and they are sort of interwoven. And the way SHRM has laid it out, you really do have to study. So this is not about questioning your experience, because I'm sure almost everybody out there is way more experienced than I am. But what I'm just trying to tell you that it's an exam that requires a little bit of study commitment. So let's just commit to that, guys, and get it over with. The 10th question that I receive very often is asking me to tell you what the important topics are from the point of view of the exam. So guys, honestly, again, it's the way the exam is laid out, it covers multiple topics from the study material. So it's not one of those where I can say that you can study these and you don't have to study that, because none of that exists. So a small list of what is important, and obviously not all inclusive in any way, are things that you see often on quiz questions and practice exams. These are leadership theories, diversity, questions based on the organization, HR structure. Again, these are in no way an exhaustive list, but these are some of the things that I feel are important from the point of view of the exam, and you just get to know that based on the fact that they appear often. So do things, study well. If you want, form a study group, study accordingly, and ensure that you get this done, because all of you can and will get certified. Once again, guys, I cannot thank you all enough for all the messages that you've been sending me, and for the fact that you were at it in terms of being a subscriber and a viewer of my channel. I truly, truly, truly appreciate that. I'm so grateful, so thankful. Once again, if you're new here, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, and if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up button. One last request, guys. If I missed covering anything which you think is a question in your mind about the SHRM exam, please leave it in the comment section below. I do read the comments. I do answer every single comment to the best of my abilities. So thank you so much for watching, and let's fill up the comment section.